A day after he was arrested, Imran Khan appeared before the Accountability Court today. National Accountability Board has asked for 14-day remand for Imran Khan in the Al Qadir Trust case. The Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf has said that it would appeal against Imran Khan's arrest in the Supreme Court. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, meanwhile, who was away in London, has returned to Islamabad. Officials of the Counter-Terrorism Department and Islamabad Police arrested the PTI General Secretary Asad Umar from the premises of the Islamabad High Court. According to reports, Umar was at the IHC preparing to file a plea to seek permission to meet Imran Khan. The police also tried to arrest PTI Vice Chairperson Shah Mahmood Qureshi, but party workers and lawyers were able to prevent the action. Government of Punjab province in Pakistan cleared deployment of Pakistani army as violent protests flared up, demonstrating against the arrest of Pakistan's former Prime Minister and PTI chief Imran Khan. Demonstrations turned violent in many places as public properties were damaged and set ablaze. The Pakistan police has so far arrested hundreds of Imran Khan supporters for the violence. Goldman Sachs will pay about $215 million to settle a years-old class action lawsuit that claims the bank discriminated against women when it came to pay, performance evaluations and also promotions. The lawsuit was filed in September of 2010 by ex-employees of Goldman Sachs. The plaintiffs worked for the investment banking company as associates and vice presidents. The settlement covers about 2,800 female associates and vice presidents in Goldman's investment banking, investment management and security divisions. As US pandemic era policy Title 42 nears its end, border agents at US-Mexico borders are bracing for a surge of migrants. The number includes many repeat border crosses. The immigrants continue to amass at several points along the border despite repeated calls from US President Joe Biden that end of policy will not result in an open border. More than 2.7 million migrants have been expelled under Title 42. It was implemented back in 2020 during COVID-19 to curb migrant influx into the United States. It allowed US officials to quickly return migrants over the border. The Pentagon has announced that the US will be providing Ukraine with an additional $1.2 billion worth of long-term military aid. The aid package will be provided under the Ukraine Security Assistance Initiative. The Pentagon said that it will fund air defense munitions and drones for air defenses and provide equipment to help modify Western air defense launchers, missiles and radars so they can be used with Ukraine systems.
This pact.
A New York jury found Donald Trump liable for sexually abusing and defaming a former magazine columnist and ordered the ex-president to pay her $5 million in damages. The 9 jurors rejected A. Jean Carroll's accusation of rape but upheld her other complaints in the closely watched civil trial. It marks the first time Trump has faced legal consequences over a string of sexual assault allegations dating back decades. The former US president immediately rejected the verdict as a disgrace and stated that he had absolutely no idea who the woman is.
Thank you very much, and we appreciate your being at this incredible evening.
Now, as Ukraine puts up a fight to hold on to Bakhmut, its 77th Brigade directed artillery fire to support their infantry, which is the last line of defense on the western edge of the city. Live footage showed the artillery gunners watched the fireballs cover long-range projectiles as they try to defend what's remaining. The Battle of Bakhmut is the bloodiest of the now 15 months long Ukraine war.
Бахматов с машины, быстро! По цели!
An AFP journalist was killed in eastern Ukraine due to rocket fire. Arman Soldin was a 32-year-old video journalist on duty when he was killed. The attack happened in the town of Chasiv Yar, located close to Bakhmut, the epicenter of the fighting in eastern Ukraine for several months. He was with 4 other colleagues, accompanied by Ukrainian soldiers who are all unhurt. The trial has started Prince Harry's first of 3 phone hacking lawsuits. He scored a victory in the first case, with Daily Mirror admitting and apologizing for unlawfully gathering information. Harry and 3 other celebrities have sued the former tabloid newspaper Daily Mirror for allegedly invasion of privacy. The action in question dates back more than 2 decades, when journalists and some private investigators put a tap on voicemails on the members of the royal family, politicians, celebrities, and even crime victims. At the 42nd ASEAN Summit, Indonesia's President Joko Widodo warned of lingering geopolitical risks. Widodo met the business representatives of its Business Advisory Council during the summit. He further called for unity amid global economic headwinds and major power rivalry that's lashing the region. Leaders of the 10-bloc nation convened in the harbour town for the 2-day summit.
Please be seated.
In Tokyo, a 60-year-old man stabbed a 13-year-old junior high school student while he was on his way to the school. The victim was rushed to the hospital. Reportedly, his injuries are not believed to be life-threatening. The suspect was arrested near the attack site in Tokyo's Otoward, where a blood-stained knife was also found, suspected to have been used for the attack. According to the police, the assailant has been arrested, but he hasn't divulged his motives as of now. India's Go Airlines Limited has been granted bankruptcy protection by the National Company Law Tribunal as it ordered a moratorium on Go First's assets and leases. The low-cost carrier, recently rebranded as Go First, plunged into financial crisis this year, sparked by what it called faulty engines that grounded about half of its Airbus A320 Neos. Apart from granting bankruptcy protection, the tribunal also appointed 2 interim resolution professionals to take over management with immediate effect. A student was killed by flash floods while on a school trip inside a cave in New Zealand. According to reports, a group of 15 students and 2 adults had set out for a trip to Abbey Caves in New Zealand. Severe weather and flash floods have plagued New Zealand's North Island this year. In January this year, at least 4 people were killed when floodwaters hit Auckland. The death toll in a series of raging wildfires in Russia's Ural region has risen to 21. Medical officers warn that numbers could increase. Some of the fires are suspected to have been caused by arson. The emergency ministry stated that 46 suspects so far have been identified and 7 criminal cases are filed against the alleged arsonists. Some of the suspects are even minors. Iraq's rising temperatures and frequent dust storms have adversely affected the environment for bees to produce honey. This has drastically lowered the production and also the quality of honey produced in the country. With the changing climate conditions, some local beekeepers are worried about the production, while some have already given up. United Nations last year stated Iraq as the 5th most vulnerable country affected by climate change. The jewels worn by late Princess Diana at her final public appearance will be up for auction in New York on the 27th of June. Princess Diana's Swan Lake suit became a valuable jewel when she wore it for her last public appearance at London's Albert Hall in June in 1997. The sale for the matching diamond, pearl necklace and earrings will be held at the hotel as well. After a busy coronation weekend, Britain's royal family hosted a garden party at the Buckingham Palace. Heir to the throne, Prince William and his wife Kate were joined by Princess Anne and Prince Edward and Sophie, Countess of Wessex, at the event in the gardens behind the palace.
Match me with your type, because so many people are pushed off by volunteering. Very next one.
Correlations. Yeah. Is that possible? We're seeing into three correlations.
Yes. Thank you.
To commemorate 50 years since the death of Pablo Picasso, an exhibition titled Picasso Sculpture, Matter and Body will be the first major exhibition in Spain showcasing his sculptures. The exhibition will be a selection of sculptures spanning nearly 60 years of Picasso's career and 61 pieces of work produced by the artist between 109. The exhibition will run until September of 2023.
This is a tennis ball.